Miss Fatima raised actually a quite nice question, that what precautions are we going to take if the nursery can open?
Yeah, so like leading on from my last thing, the MOE is actually going to give us a list of guidelines as to what precautions we will be taking, what are a must. Now we know from the guidelines that have been given to schools as well as other businesses that what this might look like. So for example, all staff returning back to work will need to have a COVID test taken before they resume back to duty. In addition to that, the children who are coming to nursery will have strict temperature controlled checks throughout the day. Children above the temperature of 37.5 unfortunately won't be allowed on the premises because we just cannot take that risk. As I mentioned earlier, we might be operating with limited capacity, so I think you can assume classroom sizes will be smaller. And the main thing is sanitizing and cleaning. There will be teams on site which will be constantly sanitizing, cleaning. So those are just a few things that that we're working towards. Another idea is that we group children into isolated pods, so classes don't interact with each other. And what I mean about isolated pods is, for example, the Lilies will stay with their teacher, with their nanny throughout the day. They won't interact with, the other years. And I think the idea is, that just limits the interaction with other children. So smaller groups will stay, there will be smaller A, B, they will stay all together. There will be a lot of sanitizing, a lot of checks on place for staff working with children, as well as, the children. Another thing is, parents will probably not be allowed into the premises. We will create a way where there will be, a pick and drop, so we don't have like a large amount of people together at any time. We also do know that things like outside trips won't take place. Bus capacity will be limited. So these are just a few things that, you can imagine that, how we are having all the businesses which have opened are doing. We will be adopting the same things. Life does need to return to some form of norm at some point. And I think with the precautions in place, we're very hopeful that, we will go by these guidelines that the MOE is relentlessly putting together. Like I said, with the support of the other ministries and the Ministry of Health and also other nursery owners. So we will have quite a comprehensive list of safety and health protocols which we will need to follow. But yeah, the main thing I think is that there will be limited capacity and there will be a lot of checks. We'll have our MOH qualified nurse on site who will be doing those checks. We'll also appoint a health and safety officer who will be checking. And I think that, the staff, internally, the staff will be trained, to deal with kind of like the new post-COVID environment. So that's one thing that we will be working on, that we've already started, and it's something we'll be continue doing. Okay, so can't sort of give sort of clear answers at the moment because, like I said, we are still waiting for the MOE to give us that list of guidelines, but they will be along those lines. Okay.
Thank you for your answer.